month together, which we're going to really be working on expanding and expansion of consciousness. And this is all going to be leading us to our last day, last Sunday together, in which we're going to have an afternoon of expansion. There's going to be this workshop on what I have called a daring vision. I'm going to really create a space for you which you can explore what is it that wants to come forth that might feel daring to the ego, but that you're more than ready to manifest in your life. We're going to have lunch. I'm going to be cooking Puerto Rican, which I think is very tasty food. And right after that, in this sanctuary, we're going to be together to have this workshop. It's going to be June 2nd at 1 o'clock right after lunch. Looking forward to connecting with you, and please register today. Namaste. Hello there, RevAna here. So happy and pleased and grateful that you've had me all this time among you. I really look forward to this month together, which we're going to really be working on expanding and expansion of consciousness. And this is all going to be leading us to our last day, last Sunday together, in which we're going to have an afternoon of expansion. There's going to be this workshop on what I have called a daring vision. I'm going to really create a space for you which you can explore what is it that wants to come forth that might feel daring to the ego, but that you're more than ready to manifest in your life. We're going to have lunch. I'm going to be cooking Puerto Rican, which I think is very tasty food. And right after that, in this sanctuary, we're going to be together to have this workshop. It's going to be June 2nd at 1 o'clock right after lunch. Looking forward to connecting with you, and please register today. Namaste. going to really be working on expanding and expansion of consciousness. And this is all going to be leading us to our last day, last Sunday together, in which we are going to have an afternoon of expansion. There's going to be this workshop on what I have called a daring vision. I'm going to really create a space for you which you can explore what is it that wants to come forth that might feel daring to the ego, but that you're more than ready to manifest in your life. We're going to have lunch. I'm going to be cooking Puerto Rican, which I think is very tasty food. And right after that, in this sanctuary, we're going to be together to have this workshop. It's going to be June 2nd at 1 o'clock right after lunch. Looking forward to connecting with you, and please register today. Namaste.
Good morning. How's everyone? Hello?
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome here. It is spring. It's a nice spring day outside. The weather's lovely. You are all lovely. We are all lovely. This is my lovely phone. I have silenced it. Please silence your lovely phone as soon as you can. We do have one go off every service. I'm getting every time.
No matter how many times.
I've said I'm going to stand up and point at people, but I haven't done that yet. But we're thinking about doing that. So
but he's judging you inside.
Turn off your phones. Yes, you are being evaluated. So, we have a great set of music today, and we have RevAna here for her first time, and we're kind of happy about that. It makes you want to say thank you, doesn't it? So let's say that one time. Say thank you.
Thank you.
No, say it a little more louder. Say thank you. No, thank you. 2, 3. Say it again. And thank you. Say it again. And thank you. One more time. Say thank you. Here we go. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This wonderful, this wonderful, this wonderful day. This wonderful, this wonderful, this wonderful day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing.
Spirit, thank you for this day, this joyful, this joyful, this joyful day, this joyful, this joyful, this joyful day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Woo! Thank you, guys. Welcome, welcome, everyone who's here. And those of you who are online, if you'll say a word on the chat, then our wonderful online greeter, Mel, will respond back to you. We are so blessed today to have Reverend Ana Quintana, who is taking care of us in Reverend Victoria's R&R time, her sabbatical, along with her husband, Dana. I'm Pat Webster. I'm on the Future Ministers team here, service team, spiritual leaders team, and we're so grateful to be here. So the first thing we're going to do is to ignite the divine light candle. And the reason that we do this at the beginning of each service is as we light the candle, we remember the light that we all are. We remember that divine light shining in our heart. And if you will join me after we light the candle in saying the invocation and opening prayer, which is on the front of your buff sheet. We will light the candle, remembering our divine light, and we will say that invocation. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, the good omnipotence. Meditation chant here on the front too. For nothing.
I surrender. I trust and I know. As I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust and I know. As I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I fall into the arms of love.
Oh, as we surrender eagerly, easily into those beautiful, welcoming arms of love that is right there in the heart, the divine heart of us, that space just behind the biological heart, where the divine in us lives and is always there for us and manifests so beautifully in each of us. And with an inhale and then an exhale, we release anything that stands between us, inner peace, connecting as fully with the divine as we can, anything about getting here, anything about what we're going to have for lunch, anything that keeps us from being our best I am presence in each present moment. Connecting in our hearts there, connecting in our hearts with one another. And going into the silence and seeing what is there for you during this time, beginning now. And as we stay connected in that holy place, we speak softly aloud the names of anyone for whom we want to send a prayer from this space. Speak those names now. Tucker, Allie, Ural. And we're now going to pray for the requests that have been placed in our prayer box. Members of our congregation who have special needs for special prayers. And we know that prayer works. And so we hold in our minds and hearts all the people who have placed requests in our box, knowing that the power of our prayers are manifest as we pray now together. Remembering that we are all divine beings navigating a human journey, navigating the human life, which has its challenges of health and illness and financial abundance and abundance in very, very many ways: food, clothing, shelter, friends, relationships. And that sometimes we need deep prayers for healing our relationships. For all these things, we offer our prayers from this divine place. And because we speak these prayers in the no space, no time of divine mind, they are answered now and are manifesting as we speak, and we say, hallelujah, thank you, God. And so it is. And if you will now slowly open the eyes and look around and greet at least two of the divine beings that are here amongst us. Saying hello, hello, Holy One, hello, Holy One. So we'll now say our vision and mission, which is found on the front of this buff sheet. Our vision, we envision the divine light awakening in all. Our mission, We center in peace and love. We connect in our hearts with others. We celebrate our journey toward wholeness, and we empower others to experience their spiritual magnificence. And so it is. Take it, bright matter.
Well, it's just me. This is a song called Better, and it's about the connection with the big love. It is blue and it is pink, it is warm and it is where I feel you mostly. It surrounds and I succumb as it will soothe and it will help me know you better. And it is better. You say I am always here, it is better. I am always here. I can hear the distant rumble as the waves from you to me move over the shores of my soul. You are quenching all my thirst as my desire fuels the passion and the fire for your hand. And it is better. You say I am always here. It is better. You are always here. There's a sound that I can hear when you are near, and it will speak right to my deepest core. There's a time that I can see in pictures swirl around my head. I know you've opened the door, and it is better. You see, I am always here. It is better. It is better. You see, I am always here. It is better. And you are always, always.
Thank you so much. I really felt your heart. Thank you. So I'm back. Wonderful to be here this whole month. Remind everybody that at my office day here, it's on Tuesday. So if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. So this month, as you all know, and you've seen the brochure, it's all about the expansion capsule. And it's really about creating the conditions in consciousness that can bring about an expansion of our life conditions, especially coming from a different inner experience. A higher consciousness is a consciousness that it's resonating with truth. A low consciousness is a consciousness that is still trapped in illusion. And this month we're moving together to see how it comes about in each one of us in whatever process we might be going through, whatever we are ready for and that we're willing to receive. The foundation of this work, as you might have seen last week, and if you weren't here last week, please, I strongly recommend you listen to the talk. I sort of like created the foundation because this is just really coming from my own personal experience about anything that I'm building upon in my life has to come from the awareness that I'm fully loved and that I'm love itself and that there's only love, right? So a solid foundation of understanding truth as that awareness of being loved will really create the best circumstances for you and I to generate more good into our life experience. We like to start with a question, a rhetoric question, so you have to all answer. But if there would be a way to sustain high levels of good into your experience, will it be worth exploring that? I'm sure you would say that, yes. Then the answer, or the other question is, what would it take spiritually for that? And if you've been in unity for a while, or not necessarily, but you have been working your own spirituality, you might say, well, it's really about shifting and changing your mind, changing your lives, right? And it's really the third unity principle that somehow says that we co-create with our consciousness. In the Bible, we're also in the New Testament are reminded that be renewed by the transformation of your mind. And however, today I'm here, I meant to challenge that perspective for a while and say it might not be everything. Mind management is excellent, and I think unity is the best in giving us tools to manage our thinking and to see how that thinking can resonate more and more with spiritual truth. But if the management of the mind is not everything, the question is, what are we missing? And like I said, unity has been amazing in how, at least I'm speaking for myself, how it has really helped me to understand that I'm always creating my own perception of life, right? And that things will be experienced according to that perception. And many of us have come with different, throughout our times, our life experience, we might have had, for moments, have a conditioning that says, oh, I might not be as worthy. We have a condition of worthiness. And then unity tells you, hey, you are divine, you are good, God is in you, you are an expression of God. If we have been dealing with a condition that has really been resonating with scarcity, unity tells us, you know what? The essence of life is abundance itself. If we've been with a condition of illness having all the power over us, unity says, no, your nature is of wholeness, complete. You are more than what your consciousness at some moment is able to tell you. And the truth of the matter is that we all function under some certain conditioning. And most of that conditioning has been created the first 7 years of our lives. That's what Aristotle used to say, give me a child until he's 7 and I will show you the man. So in that sense, as I've been aging and gaining age, I have realized the blessing it has been for me to have been exposed to this philosophy, of unity philosophy. I went to the first church, Unity Church experience when I was 13, 14 years old. And I remember really falling in love without really knowing, initially having been brought up Catholic and so used to seeing images and a cross and not seeing any of that. However, actually listening to something that was enticing and got me engaged. And I would say that that exposure to unity has really allowed me to go through life challenges in a way that have gotten the best of them and spare me. Now I see how it has really spared me from other complications because of the tools that I received. And for instance, like any of us, I'm sure that if you're on this planet, you have had difficulty or hardship, right? In my case, well, I was given the amazing challenge at 22 years old to run a company that my father had created under really difficult conditions. While my father, who had been like the go-getter, he went on a depression, and I had to overnight take over a company that had been operating for 27 years. And I remember at the time how my spiritual practice, I had already been meditating. I had learned to meditate while in college, really helped me out to cope with that type of challenges. Then fast forward, I was diagnosed with a really almost terminal type of cancer, and this is what brought me to North Carolina. And I went to Duke and got into all the treatment, but while I was doing that, I was really working with the principles for healing. Fast forward, like some of us, I had to go through a separation after 21 years with my beloved husband, but Unity gave me the tools so that we did it in such a harmonious way that my children have hardly seen the impact of a separation like that. My son, who was here last week, had some major developmental issues when growing up. And again, we were led to the Right and Perfect therapist, and he overcame his difficulty and developed to be a really amazing human being. And I would say that at some point, I was like, oh my God, I got this. It's like I'm not a victim. Life is not happening to me, it's by me. However, I must say that as life has gone on, I realized that there might not necessarily, you can't control everything through the mind. There are other elements, and that's really what I wanted to talk to you about. And I really believe that in this process of evolution, we have to understand that spirit wants so much more than we succeed in the world, or thrive in the world, or get our needs met, whatever they may be. I am convinced that spirit is constantly challenging us, our egoic based illusion of control and order. And I really believe that it is the aim of spirit in our lives to bring a lot of opportunities so that we really expand spiritually beyond getting our needs met. So in other words, today, the invitation is, how can I explore areas beyond my positively trained mind, right? And that's why, and what is it, years ago, being in sales and in business and studying Unity to become a Unity leader, I remember as I would prepare for a talk, I would say, what do you want to sell them today? Like, okay, you can say a lot, but there's something you want to sell, something you want them to buy. So what I would like to sell to you, and if I had a PowerPoint presentation, you would see a for sale sign. So what I would love to sell to you today is that in bridging the mind and the heart, it should be the aim of your spiritual life. And as I continue, Debbie, I just realized something. Remember what I wanted to bring for Victoria's office? Can you get it? Yes. Okay, now you're going to see. So that's why I call my talk today, I Am Connected, All is Available. And it's about how can I be in constant connection, beyond the mind, connection, checking in, where am I standing? Am I coming from the heart and I'm hearing that subtle voice, or am I hearing the voice of programming? And it's really a constant invitation to listen from the heart, knowing that that heart is the highest form, is the guru, is the compass, it's always right. It's the I am presence, it's the Christ presence. And that's why it is believed that the greatest distance, not yet, no. The greatest distance in the world, you've probably heard it, is 14 inches, right? From your brain to the heart. But some of us, we really experience it much more longer. We act like what? Like giraffes. I have family in Spain, and one of my cousins was telling me, oh, this Italian author who says that the giraffes are so distant from head to heart that Stephanie Benny, the giraffe has the heart so distant from the head that she fell in love yesterday and still doesn't know it. And I would say that so many times we go from there, it just feels that we're acting from the brain, from the programming, and the more we do that, and it becomes a way of life, I think ultimately we're going to get lost and disconnected, and therefore limited in what we would be able to experience in life. So I have a quote from me. This is my own quote. It says, being in harmony with the guidance of the heart is being in harmony with all of life, with our divine plan, and with the reason we are incarnated and took a body. Okay? So if you're in harmony with your heart, you're in harmony with life and what your divine plan is. And the beautiful thing is that I am convinced that divine plan is communicated through the heart space, and it really shows you the path. And not only will show you the path, but I relate it to what Unity teaches. It's going to get the flow of good to keep continuing, right? You probably heard of Greg Braden. He talks about this Koji Indian tribe in Colombia, that they have a part of their culture is that when kids are in their first 3-4 years of life, they get them into dark spaces for long periods of time, which might sound like abusive or somehow, but the whole reasoning is that they want these children to start going within before the programming takes over. So they listen more, they connect more, and there's so many. We've heard about heart math. Heart math, does it teach us, right? To be heart-centered, to practice qualities of the heart, and biologically, when you do that a lot, centering the heart and honoring qualities of love and compassion and acceptance brings the best signal to the brain. Then the brain sends out signals to the body, bringing a lot of wellness. And in that flow, this is where divine ideas and intuition says, okay, now we have a clean space here, let me go for it. However, in that process, we need to be mindful because there's someone who's not necessarily going to like that too much. And that is called what? Mr. Ego. And the ego says, what? Right? If we're getting a signal that this is mine to do, but then the ego says, well, you don't have experience of what happened to you when you tried that last time. Or what if it doesn't happen this way? Because the ego needs to feel in control, right? And when we are in this place that the heart says this and the ego says ha, and we have not integrated both, what do we experience? We experience discomfort, right? And restlessness. And that's not a very good place to be. But it's part of our journey. And so the main idea I'm trying to bring across is that the more connection beyond the mind space and have a practice of doing that, the more good will flow forth. And I even have some scripture from Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Not on the ego, on the conditioned mind. In all ways, submit to him, and he will make your path straight. So what do we use the ego for? We use the ego force or the mind to say, okay, I'm going to make the decisions. I'm going to sit and meditate. I'm going to discipline my life. That's where the ego comes really handy. But we need to know that it's really going to happen beyond that. So I always try to bring stories. I must have you tell them I'm a storyteller. And if I'm planning on mentioning Osvaldo, and if I have time, I will mention another good story that really shows the power of listening to that intuition and not to what the conditioned mind might say. But something I wanted to make reference, and I know Osvaldo was going to show up, and when I told him I'm going to say something about you, I'm not going. So Osvaldo, if you're watching me, there you go. As you know, he's part of your community, and we started working together in 2019. And as of today, we have created this bilingual online ministry, and we're really engaged. Things are happening, really happy with how things are unfolding. But the more I have spent time in knowing Osvaldo, the more I realize that he's really the poster child of what I'm saying. Because especially over the last few years, he does not make mental decisions. And the first one that I'm like, maybe he's shared with you, but when he moved from Ecuador 4 or 5 years, no, probably 5 or 6 years ago, he found great opportunities in Florida, in Tallahassee, and they were offering there everything so that he may stay and create his new life there. And the heart said, no, it's North Carolina. It's Chapel Hill. And he followed that, right? With all the temptations of saying, there's security in what they were offering. However, the heart was saying someplace else. Fast forward, you guys were living in an apartment, and one day he wakes up and says, it's time for a house. And of course, a house might cost more, but he's saying, no, it's going to just flow. And he was led to the right and perfect house that we were there last week at the right and perfect price. And it's like, if you let the mind go only, it says, like, what are the chances of getting a house like affordable at Chapel Hill? But there's other rules that are playing. And the third example that I bring from his own experience is how he really was moved to do unity work in Spanish. And he learns about me, and he just walks into my office one day and says, I'm here to support you. I had just met the guy. I say, okay, who are you? I remember your mother was there too, and I said, oh, you have a beautiful wife. And this is where it all started, but this is all heart-led, right? And the invitation is how we become experts at it. And like the title today says, I am connected, all is available, right? And it's a constant choice, and it's like asking yourself, where am I coming from? And the reason can be useful, and the 5 senses, but I'm saying you have to start learning more and more, and I'm sure being in this community, you probably have a lot of stories that relate to this, how you pay attention to that inner voice, and things were different. I have another story from my business times. As you know, well, I had to take over the family business when I was 22, 23 years old. And I worked there 23 years, and the first few years were really, it was always a challenge. But the first few years without experience, being so young and the company being in some critical condition was really a big, big challenge. This is probably like in the 1996, 95, 96. I get every fall period, I would we were wholesalers, okay? You need to know that we were wholesalers in the island of Puerto Rico, so we would buy from vendors in the US and distribute in all the island, in the island and the Caribbean. And for a period of time, it was like 3 or 4 years during the fall period, I would pick items that I could discount and get rid of, it would liquidate. And for 3 years in a row, I had this person come. She was the secretary of the president of the Senate of the government of Puerto Rico. I have a Puerto Rican here, so she knows what I'm talking about. And she would come and buy stuff to give away to children, of low income. And it became like, okay, somebody that I know will take a lot of this merchandise, and it was a great deal for them, because something that, let's say, would retail at 40, we would normally sell at 20, and now we would sell at $6. So imagine buying something for $6 that will not, has a $40 retail value. So you need to know that part of the story first. The other part of the story is that for years I wanted to be a teacher, a school teacher. That was my dream. I wanted to study education, and I went into business and forgot about the dream, but it was a calling in me. And because I could not teach, one day I said, okay, maybe I can collaborate with the public school next to our business. And the government at the time created a program, Adopt a School, so I adopted this elementary school that had, I remember, 560 kids, and in a low-income area, and I was really rewarded. I worked with the council there. Conditions were really harsh, and for a long time, they didn't have a director, a principal. We managed to get the principal, and then she didn't have a secretary, and the principal was going crazy. So you need to know these two things in order to make sense what happened next. So this particular year, I talked to the lady from the Senate, and she says, okay, yeah, just make, assemble some goods that will end up being like $8,000. That's what our original budget will be. And I said, okay, I'll do that. And I had put it away, we had packed it and everything. And she called me later in the week and said, I'm on my way to pick up the merchandise. But you know what? I just learned that we don't have as much budget this year, so I just have $2,000. And I went, oh, so just give me $2,000 worth of merchandise. And I hung up and I went, oh my God, no. And the voice said, give it away. And the mentor voice, what? I'm losing thousands of dollars here. What do you mean? No way. And the voice was, poor children, you have a lot. No. And I was back and forth, the mind and the heart, the mind and the heart. So I had not made the decision. The lady shows up. I walk out to the warehouse. There she comes with her van. And when I looked at her, I said, you know what? Go ahead and take everything. It was like an impulse. And the lady went, oh my God, she started to cry because it was a lot of merchandise that I was giving for free. Then my business mind kicks in and goes, you have to get something out of this. So I said, but You know what? The only thing is I would like for Mr. Charlie Rodriguez, the president at the time, to help me get a secretary for the school. I adopted a public school nearby, and it's been months without a secretary. I could use some help there. So, oh, certainly. Let's wait for the Christmas period to be over, and you'll get a call. Okay? I feel good. What happened? Beginning of the year starts, and we get an auditor from Hacienda. You know what Hacienda is? The Puerto Rican IRS. And he comes in, he says, we're going to do an audit here, and they audited everything that had to do with what we were exporting. And when he checked that, he audited that, he says, you know what, you're doing it wrong, and we're going to fine you for $100,000. And we're going back. And I remember going like, well, that's it, we're going to close the company. So I called my external auditor, and I said, hey, Mr. Diaberne, I remember, you one guy who used to play softball with my dad. I said, we got an auditor from Hacienda here who wants to fine us for $100,000, and it's going to go back. What do we do? You need to give me a solution. And you know what the auditor tells me? He says, I don't know what to say, Anna. You have to pay it. I said, pay it? We don't mess around. We do things by the law. I do things correctly, and I'm going to get fined for $100,000? I'm sorry. Can you tell that I didn't do more business with that guy? And I'm like, oh my, I was really like in a crisis. And then the secretary calls me up. Said, Mr. Rodriguez is ready to see you, and he's going to help you get the secretary for your school. I go, oh, great. I remember telling my father, it was a Wednesday. My father at the time was a golf player, and he was so, in many ways, he had semi-retired, and he says, no, I'm off. You go by yourself. I'm going to go golfing. I remember going, Papi. I said, okay, I guess I need to go. Well, we show up in this fancy office in the legislature of Puerto Rico, and I'm thinking, you know what? He has to help us. He might get somebody in the IRS at a higher, and they can review the case. So we went there, we talked about the secretary. He called the Secretary of Education, and they got the secretary for the school, and then called the subsecretary for the Hacienda. And they said, okay, another committee is going to revise the case. So what happened? They did it. They fined us for $15,000 because of some technicality, and then they said, but you're good to go. It's not going to be more than that. Who was responsible for that? But the heart. Right? The heart knew. It's like spirit knows everything. Like you were saying, there's no time and space. And I'm so glad that I made the decision, because it's not that I was bribing them, but it really, the fact that I had given more really put them in a space of how can we help back, right? So essentially, my message today is about being aware of this and more practicing and letting the heart be leading your decision making. I have another quote from me. Being in the heart is a state of spiritual authenticity where we open the doors for intuition to guide us in our decision making, but most of all, to guide our spiritual evolution. Let's take that in, and we bless this beautiful child here and the mother coming to our heart space. Join me there, here, now. And take these words in. Being in the heart is the state of spiritual authenticity where we open the doors for intuition to guide us and guide our decision making, but most of all, to guide our spiritual evolution. So I'm going to ask you to bring these two words in your mind's eye: heart, spirit, connection, guided decision making, spiritual evolution. It's all coming from within. You feel like it, bring either your right or left hand to the center of your heart. And by doing that, it's almost as if you are making reverence. Reverence to that inner dimension, the heart, the I am, the Christ, that knows, wants to guide you, that loves you. So the takeaways for today are: thoughts do create, and we must place thoughts of truth to create good. But there's more. Essentially, let's not be a giraffe with a great positive mind, but distance from the heart. Rigid, reduce that neck. For in honoring that and acting of that will bring you into an expansion. And let's feel that expansion happening right here and right now in each one of us, in the people that we love, for this community. We know that as we are loyal to that voice and that dimension, only good, only light, only blessings will flow forth. For this recognition, we say, thank you, God, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Namaste. Thank you.
So I want to share a little thing that I did this week. I went to the International Musicians Summit over in Raleigh, which is primarily a gospel event. But when you listen to those guys, those people speak about how music is connected with their lives, almost all of them come from a church background. And it's quite amazing the level of commitment that they have to their music. And it's very inspiring. It's also quite humbling at times because this guy played Superstition by Stevie Wonder, and I don't think I could ever play that song again. But I wanted to demonstrate something. And this is about connection, and I'll try to make it real quick. This morning I woke up, I said to myself, I hope I can phonate today. I almost didn't do a song, I was just going to do this, but I'm going to demonstrate something here for you. And this is all about connection. That's called a tritone. It's an ugly little interval, isn't it? Oh, it's awful. Right? Now, If I give that tritone just a little bit of help, is much better, right? And now watch what happens. I can do this, and I can go like this. And that sounds pretty normal, doesn't it? Now we'll go back to this ugly little tritone. And now I'm going to go from here to there. That doesn't sound quite as good. But if I give that tritone a little help and go, it doesn't sound so bad, does it? And if I give it a lot of help, sorry. It sounds pretty cool, right? Well, the first time, we resolved to an F chord. And the second time, we resolved to a B chord. Guess how far F and B are apart? Tritone. So never forget that the things that sound dissonant, the things that look a little bit shaky, the things that make you uncomfortable, right? When you put them in context with stuff, they sound beautiful. Do it the same way with the other. Isn't that lovely? All based around that. All right.
That was good.
This is a song called God's Name. It's fun to
good.
play, and
It will now.
there is. There's a
It will
tritone in
now.
this song. I'll be sure and I'll accent it for
Will
you.
you highlight it?
Oh, so, I watch the news, it makes me cry for all of the anger I see. So many souls believing the lie that hatred is all they can be. So I take a chance to offer my prayer, to whisper the truth. And I believe today is the day that my message gets through. That we are all children of the God of love. We are all meant to be instruments of peace. There's no us or them for one friend. We are all the same. There is only one, as everyone is born in God's name. So the question becomes, where do we start? How do we heal so much pain? The answer is clear. We open our hearts and let love wash away all the pain. 'Cause peace in our time begins with a smile, with one open hand. And when we teach by example, the world will surely understand that we are all children of the God of love. We are all meant to be instruments of peace. There's no us or them for a friend. We are all the same. There is only one, and everyone is born in God's name. Well, sometimes it seems so useless to try, so futile to dream. But remember, the power of creation is what we believe. 'Cause we are all children of the God above. We are all meant to be instruments of peace. There's no answer there for a friend. We are all the same. There is only one, 'cause everyone is born in God's name. In God's name. In God's name. In God's name.
All born in God's name. Thank you. And then we have the wonderful message about love. And now we have an opportunity to, this is our ceremony of abundance and prosperity. And we have the opportunity to participate in that by giving from our hearts. Giving from our hearts. You know, something very funny happened, very interesting happened. When I first wanted to start tithing, I couldn't understand how to get on the support thing. So every month, I just gave by the text thing. I gave my tithe by the text thing. And then I got somehow and then somehow I forgot that Debbie, wonderful Debbie, had helped me get on that thing. But I forgot about that. So I kept giving by text, and then I saw, I don't even remember how I found out, that both things had been at work. So I'd been accidentally giving double. And it turned out that we were facing one of those challenges that RevAna talked about with their finances, and their survival was at stake. And so when I found that out, Debbie helpfully said, well, do you want us to refund, half of what you've given? And my heart said, no. And my portfolio started growing. It's just the way it works. It's the way it works. So you have a chance now to participate, giving what your heart feels like is right. And however you'll give, there's many ways online. And if you're a sustainer, you'll hold up this green card. If you want to put something in the envelope, there's a way to give by text. There's all kinds of ways to give that you'll see in your folder. And so we're going to hold however we'll give. If you're a visitor and you're getting something from this and you want to let the energy flow back, drop something in the plate. So we hold whatever symbolizes our giving up to our heart, and we bless our gifts by saying this blessing that's on the bottom of the front page of the buff sheet. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am.
The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth.
hold our hands up towards the magic that is right here as we bless these gifts, knowing how the giving of that gives back to us, gives back to our community, gives back to Unity Worldwide Ministries and the world. We are so grateful to participate in this. And so it is. Amen. And Mary is taking our prayer request box back. And if you have anything, if you're visiting or whatever, it's a freebie opportunity to drop a prayer in that box. And we pray over them as part of the service. And then our prayer team lead, one of our two, along with Karen Rowe and Lorraine, opens that box weekly and sends the prayers out to the prayer team. So they get prayed over a lot. And we know the power of prayer. So also, if you are, would anybody who's here for the first time be courageous enough to raise your hand? Okay, 1, 2. So if you have not received the little fill-out thing, raise your hand again, and Mary will bring one around. Okay, the 2 people have not. And if you will fill those out and return them to Mary, then we have a little gift for you because we're so glad that you're here with us. Okay, let's see. What do we do next? Do we have... Oh, we have Bright Matter again. Okay, thank you. We all keep each other straight, don't we? Yes, we do.
We needed a song that was just a little bit simpler to play this morning rather than another complicated, massive song. So this is a song by Earth, Wind, and Fire. If you know the lyrics to it, feel free to sing along. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1.
When you feel down and out, yeah, sing a song, it'll make your day. Here's a time to share, sing a song, it'll make a way. Sing a song, sing a song, sing a song, sing a
So I get to sing a song of everything that's going on in our community. And I have to say, this is our first announcement. Our beloved Maria is back with us. Yay! Yay! You know, Maria had started the first of a series of classes on Joe Dispenza, and you are the placebo. And then she and Brad had a pretty bad automobile accident, and God and the angels protected them. And so now, what's she doing? She's walking her talk, and she's going to come back to that teaching stronger than ever. Yay. And even more inspired than she already is. We're so grateful. I'm just moved to tears. Anyway, welcome back. Welcome back. Irina and Reverend Chris Nygren are going to hold our May full moon ceremony on Friday, May 24th. I think, is that a week from this Friday, Irina? This coming Friday. Okay, time is flying. And it's from 7 to 8:30 p.m. And we'll contemplate and meditate on our intentions for the full moon and create a large mandala in the center of our wonderful UCP spiral labyrinth. There are more details about this in your program. And so let's show up. These are such rich times to find spirit out in nature. And a daring vision. Reverend Anna is, this whole month, she's leading us into the expansion capsule. And that was such a beautiful message about connecting here and here. And so we had a conversation. She's going to do a workshop next Sunday after. June 2nd. Oh, I'm sorry. Sunday week, June 2nd. Okay. She's going to give a workshop after the service here. It's going to be from 1 to 4 p.m. And we were talking, Reverend Anna and I, before we started, and she was talking about her Puerto Rican roots and how down there, when they have workshops, the Puerto Rican members of the congregation would cook a meal, a full meal. And it was a reminder what a gift we have from our Latino people, because they're so giving and they make what used to be work. And I've learned this from my brother Oswaldo and Marlene, who works with me, who's also a friend, and Andres and everybody. I've learned that they make what I used to call work fun and playful. And they're focusing their ministry on prosperity and abundance. So she's going to be cooking a meal and serving it, a full Puerto Rican meal, and serving it to anybody who participates. As I've told you, May is my R&R month. After this nodal point in my studies, I won't be here, but I'll be off at the beach. And if I were going to be here, I'd be signing like that. So sign up, and the $35 fee includes that Puerto Rican lunch.
But if they get the early bird, they save too, and they give me a count.
See, here's the saleswoman that we heard about. If you register by, I've got it. If you register by May 29th, you'll get $5 off. And there is an announcement in our bulletin, or you can sign up on the sheet on the back table. Our PhD, our developmental PhD, Nathan Jorgensen. He said I could say it Jorgensen or Jorgensen, but Jorgensen makes him sound a bit more encultured. So on Sunday, June 9th, he's going to continue. This will be the second of the two-part series on raising spiritually minded children. Like Reverend Anna said, get them up to 7 and for life. There is a 25, and this will include lunch as well. There's a $25 registration fee, and no one will be turned away for lack of funds. And you can also find out more about this in the bulletin. And is there anything else you want to share, Nathan, about this?
I can, sure.
Okay. Is this mic working, Lena? Good.
Okay, yeah, so just a little bit about it. We met once in January as a group to kind of talk about our hopes and goals that we have for our children or the children in our lives. And this next one, we're going to talk about a question that has been on humans' minds for thousands of years. Who are we, right? What is our identity and our sense of identity? And of course, I don't have a very perfect answer to that, but I want to bring people together so we can talk about, I'll start off by sharing some research from psychology about children and adolescents into adults and how our sense of self and identity forms and changes throughout time. So sharing that as like a research basis, but also guiding this with spirituality. You don't have to be a parent to come, but you most certainly can be. So all are welcome. And from my experience, being able to understand children and their development, you also will come to understand yourself better and how you come to see yourself now and why that may have happened throughout your life. So yeah, it will be, I'll be sharing some educational research, kind of like more lecture style, but then we'll have discussion, we'll have sharing of your experiences. So I want you to, I find that we form a good community where we can share experiences together, find answers together rather than feeling more separate on that. So yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Thank you, Nathan. Thank you. Okay, guess what? We are envisioning having our LED TV. And we're 77% of the way there. Woo-hoo! So we need to raise only $569 more. Want to create more abundance in your life? Help us with that. There are more details on how to contribute, including, I think, a QR code that makes it easy. And we want to do this technology upgrade so that we can enhance our Sunday celebration, like Reverend Anna said. She would have put up a for sale sign, and the giraffe. She would have put up the giraffe too, yeah. And so all of these things that can add more enlivenment and the announcements can go up there. The songs can go up there. So if you're a newcomer or if you forget the words, you can look up. Sometimes I still even do that. And let's see, and we can even zoom in guest speakers, and we can save paper and ink and be more earth-friendly. So what's not to love? Join us in giving so we can get over the top and get this TV going. Our prayer chaplain today is our wonderful Mel. Mel is on our spiritual leaders team and went through the spiritual direction program. Thank you. And just is like a powerful person to pray with. I've really been touched by many of her prayers. And if you need any kind of support, Mel will be standing outside the last door to the left down the hallway, and support or celebration or gratitude there and available. If you're online, you can email prayer@unitychapelhill.org, and you should see this on the Zoom face, and a prayer partner will call you back and pray with you over the phone. Please be sure to include your phone number with the email. Today's beautiful flower arrangement is brought by Laurie Hoyt, and they are, isn't that gorgeous? Loving support of Maria and Brad during their ongoing healing journey. And Dolores, will you please step up here with me? And could you switch to this microphone so that we can both start? We can both be heard.
Here I am.
Oh, boy. Hi, buddy. So this is to talk about a transition on the We've Got Your Back team. Here is my history. I had just joined the Future Ministers team. Rosemary was still here, and she comes up, and one of our congregation was in deep, deep need. And the We've Got Your Back team had dissembled because their practice had been to only gather when somebody was in need, and because we practice all of our unity principles, most of our congregation is healthy a lot. But the team had kind of dispersed. So I was it, and of course I was eager to please, being new on the spiritual Future Ministers team, and it was a big job. I remember this person needed their lawn mowed, and they had no income. Anyway, they had lost income, and they lived way out in the country and couldn't get to the grocery store. We didn't have a meal train yet. Oh my goodness. And so we created We've Got Your Back team. We created one. And after that, and in that, Patricia Eakes stood up, who's here with us today after a long time. Welcome back, Patricia. And she was the main point person. And then she had some health problems, and the team fell apart again. So it was time to reassemble a new team, and people came, but we didn't have a leader. And I was going to play the I'm in seminary card and not step up again. But I found that UUMS, my seminary, expects us to be active in leadership. And besides, I couldn't stand this baby to not thrive. So I became the leader then. And I'm so proud. We've done a couple of things that I'm really proud of. One is, for the first time, the whole team worked, took us a year and a half to have a policy and procedures manual. And we also have a communication channel, because sometimes people didn't know who to contact. They'll call Debbie and she would get things going, or, Tori or somebody else. Debbie made us this beautiful communication thing. And we also meet monthly now. So we keep our team inspired. And it was such a gift to be able, when Brad and Maria were in need, we had everything in place. That meal train was up and going like the next day. And so we're really pleased. And so it's now time for me to turn more attention to my internship in social justice. I'm doing that 9 months starting in August, and then I'll be ordained next June at last. And I needed to pull back a little. And Dolores, who's been on our team for a while now, this woman has so much time and energy and availability. She's just a mover and a shaker. And I'm having to let go organically, because this was my baby. So I'm going to continue on the team, but I'm going to step back. And Dolores is going to tell us what your plans are.
Well, first of all, I don't really see myself as a leader of the team. I'm more the chief cook and bottle washer of coordinating the agenda, documenting the minutes. I enjoy technology, and I hope to bring that more to bear in coordination all across the community. I'd like at this point, because we're just team members together, to recognize other team members, which you may not know. Susie Ewart.
I'd like for you to stand if you're here. I wanted to do this too, Greg.
Joy Bell and Karen Rowe. And so this is the tiny but mighty We've Got Your Back team.
And we also want to honor some past members. Debbie was initially here and helped get a lot of the stuff going, including our assessment sheet and everything. Mel, if you're here and listening and want to step in, we would love it. Patricia Eakes, Chris Whiteneck used to be on the team, took Michael Savino nail clippers when he was in rehab. He rejoiced in doing the little things. And let's see, who else? Jamie Cohen has been one of our big helpers. Am I missing anybody? I think that's all I can remember. And if I've missed you, please let us know.
So one last thing, I'd like everyone to join me in honoring this amazing woman and all her work that she's done for We've Got Your Back and the entire community. So thank you.
Thank you. And the other thing that we're doing, because sometimes there's a lot of energy to helping our people, we're going to have a meeting that will be with me and Dolores, Irina from the women's group, Carmelo from the men's group, and Mel, who does her own personal wonderful ministry, to see how we can coordinate and communicate so that we can even expand our love and care in our community. So
And share our expertise.
yeah.
So anyway, thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Okay. We have our deeper dive discussion group after the service. RevAna Quintana will be facilitating this, and it's an opportunity to share your ideas and takeaways from today's service and sermon message. We have a wonderful social on the back deck where we get to know each other and foster our community, snacks, coffee, and fellowship. Please feel free to join. And at 12:45, Mark and Katya will lead an informal Buddha blessing and washing ceremony to honor Wesak Buddha Day. So meet at the Buddha table on the back deck. I can see it through the window, so meet there at 12:45 if you want to participate in that. And with that, we are going to welcome our children, and somebody has something they want to also do as we do that has to do with those roses up there.
I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. The health of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, beam of God. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. The health of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, beam of God. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am.
This is wonderful.
Good morning. Oh, there it is. Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Shannon, the YFM director. We have people. Yeah, we had a big group today. It was fantastic. So that was good because we had a big project. We were working on, in a way, a son that had the rays are our dreams for the next year, a lifetime, and then the power of energy, the power to enact those dreams. So that's what we're working on this week, and we'll work a little bit on next week as well. Big thanks to David and Kaylon for volunteering. Always beneficial. Looking for volunteers for June. You will be getting an email. And what else did we talk about? We talked about, just like the responsibility of power and how we can help use it to create and to speak up for, and then also just to be ourselves and all of our wonderfulness. So, thank you all.
So Shannon comes every week and does a great job with the kids. So we have a little gift for him. Do you guys want to come up?
Okay, children, come help.
Just for being such a great teacher and having so much fun. And the more support he gets, the more everybody gets to enjoy these great kids. So volunteer, and you can see what a great teacher he is and what a great guide he is.
Yes. You. I just want to say you do bring the roses of your heart to all of us. Thank you. So we'll do the blessing of the children, which is on the back of the buff page. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way we are. And we behold the Christ in you. Wow. So, yay. Thank you. And if Yes, Mel?
I would just like to say that Bartley Brown and June Stafford are challenging anybody who's making a donation today. They will up at $50. We only have $500 left to
Okay.
get the TV.
Yay! Yay! Great. We'll have that before we know it. So let's stand and say our prayer of protection and then sing our peace song. So the prayer of protection on the back of the buff sheet in case you need to. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. We'll sing it.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let me be with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyful vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way,